All right, Coach, you said that your team needs to have a playoff mentality through the final stretch of the season here. That certainly felt like a playoff-type game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. From the drop of the puck, I thought both games, from our perspective, we came out with a purpose. We didn't really like our game in Hartford, and that was a tough one, maybe to get up for it, even though you need points. But these last two games, we talked a lot about having the opportunity to potentially catch Rochester, and the only way you can catch them is to beat them. So we get 3 out of 4, and tonight's game was 5-on-5. Liked a lot about our game. Obviously I think discipline was probably the biggest fault of our team tonight in terms of just the intensity, and for some reason we were getting the calls, even though I felt that it could have been 9-9 or 10-10 in terms of the number of penalties, but I think not sure the refereeing crew was ready for that type of intensity and that type of playoff type of game, but certainly it worked out for us.
Yeah, 2 shorthanded goals as well. Is that kind of a testament to the work that your penalty kill unit has been doing on both sides of the puck?
Well, I mean, Rochester came in, 3rd in the league. They've obviously got some super talented guys with Paterick and Quinn, obviously, and pros. I think he led the AHL in power play goals a couple years ago. So they've got some guys. Murray's a big body in front of the net, so they've got the pieces of a really good power play, and they're 3rd in the league for a reason. So last night we were 6 for 6, and it caught up to us tonight. Obviously the 5-on-3, and then I believe they got another one. But anytime you get more than 4 penalties, it's just going to catch up to you. But to get 2 shorthanded goals tonight, we've got a little bit of a rhythm with our pairs. Bishop certainly adds to the PK, and and Sabrin's been very good when he's been on the PK. So we've got 6 forwards running, and they've done a nice job. And overall, even though we got scored on, I thought the PK was still very good with 2 shorties.
Yeah. Were you happy with how your team handled the physicality of the game today?
Well, we were ready for it. I thought we were. I think physicality is one of our strengths. When you start putting Bishop in the lineup regularly, and you add Sabrin, Wedman's been a physical presence all year. I think that's one of his strengths. And Castellic. So we've, when you look at the makeup of our team, it has to be one of our strengths. And but they had pushback as well. So that's why the game was so feisty. But we were ready for that type of game. And if a team wants to play that style, I think we've certainly got the bodies and the type of personality to counteract that.
Is there much concern with the way that Rochester was able to kind of close the gap late, or are you just happy with the way that your team handled that push and it came out?
Well, I mean, a regulation win is a regulation win, but obviously, at 5-1, you want that game to be over, and it wasn't so much the 5-on-5. I mean, their second and third goal was pretty much on the PK from penalties, and whether they were undisciplined calls or not, they're still calls. And the next thing you know, at 5-3, that's a hockey game, and then they get their swagger back and they tilt the ice, and it's a game of momentum. But I thought we were pretty composed there that last 5 minutes, and did a nice job structurally, to keep it a 1-goal game and keep it out of the back of our net.
Pre-game, there was a pretty special moment with Zach Leslie and his sister. Just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We were, Shawzy was kind of teasing him on the bench there, whether he wanted to take the face off or not. So, I mean, I think it was a great gesture on our team's part to do that with the women's week, or I think that's what it's called, right? And so to have Les being able to get that with his sister there, I thought was pretty cool.
Your goaltending depth showing. Kevin Mandela, he's won his last 4 starts. Just kind of what you've seen from him lately.
Well, I think, under tough circumstances, right? We felt with the workload last night, Gus really didn't break a sweat in the first 40 minutes last night, only had 7 shots. So we talked post-game about going back-to-back with him, and we felt it was a real important win or game tonight for us, because we want to catch Rochester. And the only way to catch them is to beat them when we play them. So, but unfortunately, we got a call just prior to the game, and so Mando, that's a tough start for him. So I thought he made a couple good saves early, and without looking at the goals, I'm not quite sure if there's any that he should have had, but perseverance and adversity, that's adversity, and it's all about making that last save and about getting the win, and he's done that.